think of a horse. I have to admit to you guys, for some reason, my horse has a huge penis.
No, well, it's a horse.
What does the horse mean? The horse represents your ideal partner. We're going to suffer through this together as a team. It sounds good. This all sounds good, sounds great. Actually, I feel like it's going to be a roller coaster.
Let's just jump right in.
Let's just jump right in.
Like the first thing that comes to your mind, okay?
Okay.
All right, so you're on a walk, right? You're just going for a walk. A walk.
Okay.
Okay? And you're really hungry. And you see a field of strawberries.
Uh-huh.
All right? Are you going to try to get to the strawberries? Or are you going to keep walking? There's food at home, keep in mind.
But I'm hungry.
But you're hungry.
How long do I have to wait till I get home?
Doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, I can usually wait a while.
Answer the question.
Okay. Yeah, I would eat them, yeah.
Okay? But there's a fence that separates where you're walking and the strawberries, all right? How tall is the fence?
Like, do you know the answer to this, or do I have to guess?
No, you tell me. How tall is the fence?
10 feet.
All right. Pretty high, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now are you going to try to get past the fence to get the strawberries? Like, you want them that bad?
Yeah. Of course,
All right.
I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat.
How are you going to get to the strawberries?
I'm gonna jump over that fence.
Is it going to be hard or easy, you think?
This is gonna be the easiest work of my life.
Really?
Yeah, easy.
All right. So you get to the strawberries. How many are you going to eat?
Well, how many are there?
A whole field.
A whole field?
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat till I'm full. And then when I'm full, I'm gonna bring some home with me.
All right.
She's processing that one.
So in the midst of you eating at this like all-you-can-eat strawberry buffet, the farmer comes out who owns the strawberry field, and he starts yelling at you, "Why are you eating my strawberries?" What are you gonna say?
I'm gonna give him a good old-fashioned New York you.
You're gonna
Got
tell
a boy.
him, "F you." But it's his strawberries.
I don't care, I'm hungry.
Yeah, dude.
Dog gotta eat.
All right, you're done today.
What do you mean?
You just failed like every sub-test of that test.
That was a test?
Yeah.
For why? Why are you doing that?
How willing and easily are you to cheat on me? The strawberries represents the host and the fence represents your boundaries and how willing you are, how easy it will be for you to cheat. You said it'll be easy to hop the fence, easiest thing of your life. All right? And then I said, well, how many are you gonna eat? Which means how many are you gonna cheat on me with? And you said you're gonna eat until you're full, and then you're gonna eat
He
until
is trying so
you're
hard
full
to take her
again.
seriously right now.
So you're gonna cheat on me multiple times and just keep doing it and doing it. And then the farmer, who is I, myself,
Okay, so
That, I felt so much secondhand embarrassment for him. Not because I'm like, ooh, she got you, bro. But like, I'm so sorry that you have to deal with this, dude. That is some horse shit.
I feel like there's so much wrong with the metaphor. Like, why is the farmer keeping hoes and bitches in his fenced-in
Exactly.
yard?
It's like you're making two very different things. It's like you're starving as opposed to you haven't had sex in a while. Those are two very different things. It's like, hey, you're not going to be home for a while and you're hungry. It's like, okay, well, really detrimental things can happen to me if I don't eat. So exactly, he was just hungry, like fucking A, dude. And she's like, ooh, I got him. Okay. And he's just sitting here going, I'm nailing this, you know, because he's like, if I'm hungry, I've got great survival instincts. I'm going to feed myself. How many are you going to eat? Well, I'm not just going to nibble. I'm going to eat till I'm full, because if I'm going to be gone for a while, who's going to know the next time I'm going to get food? So if I got the option here, and if someone comes up and he's like, you're eating my strawberries off of a singular bush, off of a whole fucking field, I would give him a good old-fashioned New York. Fuck you, I ate 6 strawberries. I'm not putting you out of business. You know, like, good lord, my guy. The deer are eating whole bushes every fucking night. Worry about them.
I feel like he recognized that it was a test very early on, but I think that he, like, misconstrued where the test was going. Like, I think he started to be like, okay, I think she wants to know, like, what I would do in a survival situation. And I'm going to prove that, like, I've got what it takes to stand up against all the odds to make sure my belly's filled. I bring some home for the family. I'm a provider. Like, I think that he had the right, like, mindset.
And
going in.
What's also not fair also for her to be like, gotcha, is when she's like, you tell me how tall the fence is. And he's like, I don't understand what the fucking test is.
Like, he got to world build in some areas of the metaphor. Like, he had to decide how tall the fence is.
Yeah.
And yet, she was the one who determined, like...
That was an important thing.
That a farmer lives there, like, all these other parameters and boundaries to, like, there's no consistency.
And you know what's interesting that you bring that up? Is it's like... I'm like, okay, she's going to have some really weird... Because I was thinking this is going to be some cheating thing. Because she's talking about... As soon as it started, I'm like, she just had that face where I'm like, you're worried every second he's not with you that he's talking to another girl. Oh my God, dude.
So get this. So I comment, right? And I go... where in the fuck is this test where, like, berries are women and, like, we decide the size of someone else's fence magically in the moment? Like, who the fuck came up with this? And, like, someone actually responded to my comment and they were like, real psychologists, actually. And yes, I have a name. So this is really interesting, actually. The name is Todahiko Nagayo, and they came up with the cocology method. So this is a specific test called the stolen berries test. It is supposed to be how likely you would be to cheat, where in your head your, like, mental parameters are. And basically the idea is that if you would be willing to just, like, take berries from someone else's farm just because you're hungry, that you would be likely to cheat. The issue with that metaphor that really bothers me is that, don't get me wrong, I completely see the libido, those needs, as being very high up on, like, pretty necessary, but, like, it is nowhere near
it's not even on the same level.
As
dude,
hunger.
Listen, if we,
as hunger,
heaven forbid, if we never had sex again, we would not die. If we never ate again, we would die in 4 days.
Not to mention, like, if we could photosynthesize, it would be an equal comparison. We can take care of the other thing. If we're in need, there are ways that we can self-accommodate.
Yeah.
But as far as hunger, unless I'm going to gnaw off my own arm,
right.
I cannot self-accommodate there.
They don't qualify the test enough to where I feel you can make a truly informed decision, because it's like they keep introducing new things to where I feel if you had all of the information, because the thing is, he's already committed to these strawberries. If
you really were hungry, the fact that everyone's saying that you'd be the asshole for stealing from the farmer, like, you just told me he has an entire field of these motherfuckers.
Hold on, let me ask you this, girlfriend. Why are you all of these women's pimp?
If, like, a starving man comes to your farm, you want your man to say no berries for you? You fuck off, you dim-witted fool. So actually, you guys would, like... Even though that last test was pretty fucking whack, I think we can all agree. There is another element of cocology that is pretty cool. There's this test called the cube test. Okay, so it goes like this. First, you think of an open field. How big is the field? What is it filled with? What are the surroundings like? Did y'all envision your fields yet? Do you have a field?
I always have a field in my head.
Y'all got your fields? Okay, next, this is the next, like, zodiac. Okay, think of a cube. How big is it? What is it made of? What is the surface like? What color is it? Where in the field is it? This is another prompting question I was not expecting. I was envisioning at first my cube was not with the field. So as soon as I read that, I had to put my cube in the field. Is it transparent, and can you see inside? Third, think of a ladder. How long is the ladder? Where is it located in your field? What's the distance between the ladder and the cube? 4. This is where it gets real tasty, guys. Think of a horse. What color is the horse? What is the horse doing, and where is it in relation to your cube? Think of flowers. Next up. Where are the flowers in your field, and how many are there? 6. Think of what the weather in the field is like. Is it raining? Is it sunny? Is it foggy? And last, so we can be done with this and finally learn about ourselves, think of a storm. What is the distance between the storm and the cube? How to interpret your vision.
Oh boy.
The field represents your mind. It is the size of the representation of your knowledge of the world and how vast your personality is. The condition of the field, how dry, grassy, or well trimmed, is what your personality looks like at its first glance.
That is so funny.
I honestly had a pretty plain field.
That's so funny.
I have to admit.
My field was...
Instructions on clear my horse is dead. I think that says a lot.
Everyone died of dysentery.
If your horse died...
We'll see what it says. I
have to admit to you guys, for some reason, my horse has a huge penis.
No, it's a horse.
If your field was dry and dead, you feel pessimistic. If it was grassy and healthy, you feel optimistic. And it was just like generally well
like
trimmed.
A lawn.
You are analytical and cautious.
No, I was in the field outside of my Italian grandpa's cabin growing
so
up.
analytical and cautious.
No, this was like a field of wild grass and grasshoppers with a huge oak tree out in the middle of it.
That was not on the list. I think there's a third ADHD
It said field.
option.
It said field.
I gotta know what the horse means. But
No,
next up, the
there's the
cube.
cube.
The cube is us. The cube represents you. The size of the cube is your ego. The surface of the cube represents what is visibly observable about your personality, or maybe it is what you want others to think about you. Thank you so much for the follows, by the way. The texture of the cube represents your nature.
All right, I don't appreciate
so
that. My cube was invisible, and you can't see it, and you can't see inside.
That's very representative of like your current nature, though. Like you truly are. That makes a lot of sense in a way. Mine was literally a GameCube. I don't know what that says about me. I literally
Let's see if it has
cube,
anything.
and I put a GameCube in my field, and I was like, that makes me happy. I can play Sonic Adventure 2 Battle here. Smooth, you're a gentle person who takes care not to hurt others or make them feel uncomfortable.
I had a very smooth one.
It's rough, you are more straightforward. You tend to be honest in everything you say, no matter how it might affect the person you're talking to. If it's bumpy or spiky, you have a tendency to criticize others in an attempt to make them feel inferior to you. Whoa! Any of y'all have a spiky cube? Any of y'all have one of those guys that goes, ugh, when it crushes you? And Mario, that was a way better impression. Thank you for being here. So if you had a transparent cube, you're like an open book. You tell people how you feel. If it was water or icy, you let external elements influence you completely. You're sensitive to social pressure. A hollow cube means you're primarily concerned with your outside appearance, far less care for what's going on within. Ladders are your goals and your friendships. If it's a short ladder, your goals are near and realistic and simple. And if it's a long ladder, your goals are far-fetched and difficult. Let's get through this. What does the horse mean? The horse represents your ideal partner.
This is an accurate test, guys.
A cotton 4K moment.
I like this test.
I didn't research this. So rad. Okay, but what are the... Because I'm sure it doesn't mention the dick. If your horse was playing, your ideal partner doesn't take life too seriously or get bogged down by little stuff. If they're running, they will respect your space and give you alone time. If the horse is sleeping or grazing, your ideal partner is calm and fully committed to you. If your horse is brown, you prize comfort and reliability above all else. If your horse was black, your ideal partner is dominant, seductive, and sophisticated. If your ideal horse was white, you value loyalty and trust more than anything else in the relationship. Mine was brown, by the way.
Oh,
just so you
mine
know.
was brown too. It was like that sandy, the like spirit colored. Hang on, what
Pretty
color are the
big.
flowers?
The flowers represent your family and friends. Okay, the second flowers were unlocked, mine just became
I
flowers
had wild flowers everywhere. Yeah.
Weather condition, your general outlook on life.
Oh, wait,
and
actually,
where is
I
the
want to
proximity
see.
of the storm?
Go up because I want to see. Because I didn't think about this. Fog, wind. Hold on.
If it's rainy,
Oh, sorry.
you have problems in your life. If there's fog, you're uncertain, maybe
Certainty.
struggling with
Interesting.
your identity. If
Ooh.
it's windy, you're worrying about future issues, but you don't let them get you down. Sun, you're optimistic and carefree.
I had a sunny field. It was how I remember it as a kid.
Oh, interesting. So your storm, wherever you put it in placement to the cube, is the higher your stress level. So as soon as I saw that there was a
Wow.
storm and I could control it, I put it far away.
That's so funny.
So I think that says something about me.
Yeah, dude. I was like, storm. Okay. Off in the distance, I guess.
Someone just said, "Oh, great." Anyway, shall we enjoy more cringe?
My-